All right, David Horowitz is back with us and has written in his book BLITZ 9 threats from the anti-Trump left. And we're looking at these, analyzing it, applying it to today, and coming up with ways to respond and maintain our constitutional republic that's worked so well for 244 years. David, you speak quite a bit in your work about identity politics. It's confusing to the average soccer mom, the average person who isn't involved in all of this. What is identity politics, and is it good or is it bad?
It's racism. Identity politics is a pure form of racism, where you judge people on the basis of their skin color, their gender, and their sexual orientation. So if you're a white male, and if you're a Christian too, you're guilty before the facts. And if you're a black lesbian female and an atheist, you're innocent, even if the facts show that you're guilty, whatever the situation. We're in the midst of a civil war. A civil war takes place when you have two value systems that are irreconcilable. Slavery was incompatible with freedom. That's why there was a civil war then. And racism, which is the ideology now of the Democrat Party, of course, it's anti-white racism, is incompatible with the American founding. America is based on recognition of individuals being unique creations of a divine being, actually. You don't have America without a belief in God. And I say this as an agnostic, but a long time ago I realized you can't have inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness if they're given to you by government, can you? Because if government gave them to you, it can take them away. So without a divine being, without endowed by their creator, we don't have rights as Americans. We don't have the American rights that we're accustomed to and cherish. Identity politics, I mean, just the word, it identifies you according to your race or your gender or whatever, or your sexual orientation. It's stamped on you. It's nothing that you can change. And you get judged as a member of a group. And of course, they've demonized white people. I mean, 95% of all the inventions and creations, artistic, the principles of democracy were historically created by white people. So the attack on white people as oppressors is a means of demolishing. You judge people according to their groups. So the Democrat Party is going to select what? A black female. How un-American is that? You're supposed to judge people on their character. I mean, the last great black leader was Martin Luther King. He was very conservative. He believed in the principles of the Constitution, something that Pelosi and Schumer and, of course, the Black Lives Matter communists have all rejected.
Because, see, back in the day when Martin Luther King was around, they wanted equality, right? This little thing called equality. Martin Luther King wanted everybody to be treated equal. Equal. Not special, but equal. So you have an equal opportunity to put your best foot forward. Nowadays, it ain't about equal. It ain't about equal. You can tell it in the activism's name. It ain't about equal. It's about privilege. It's about special treatment. It's about being put on a pedestal. It's about revenge. It's about, well, we want to get back to a position where we never was at, but we're going to get back to a position where we think we should be on the backs of the people who probably had nothing to do with us being wherever we're at.
So identity politics is the key, really, to our problems.
I got a psychological question for you. For our audience, I want you to get in the mind of an intelligent leftist who takes pride in this identity politics.
You can't be an intelligent leftist. But I understand what you mean, what you're driving at. Somebody, who's not just one of these street adolescent idiots. Okay.
Right. An educated barbarian, maybe. No, I mean, they got 5 degrees, right? They got a PhD from wherever.
Yeah, we're talking about the New Yorker, the New York Times, the Pulitzer Foundation.
Do they really believe that this is a good move and it's within the context of classic liberalism?
I'm appalled at the depths to which the New Yorker, the Atlantic, I mean, these are the elite cultural institutions, and the New York Times have sunk. I know that there are people at these institutions and who represent these parts of our culture who understand that this is really wrong in a big way, but they're scared.
Yeah.
Where, the Black Lives Matter, and I use that, it's an umbrella of all the left. They're terrorists, and they have intimidated people and won't, and Republicans too. I mean, there was a recent survey, 60-something% of Republicans are afraid to say what they believe because they don't want to be canceled. We already are halfway into a totalitarian society where, a woman was killed the other day, a 24-year-old mother, because she said all lives matter.
Now, this whole story is just really crazy, and it kind of underlines a point I say about Black Lives Matter, people that support Black Lives Matter being very violent, and the whole BLM movement not pushing forward any kind of positivity at all.
According to the victim's family, the shooting here on the canal started with an argument over race. Eventually, the two sides separated and walked away from each other until witnesses claim the killer opened fire from a nearby bridge and then ran away. An argument over Black Lives Matter and language led to a confrontation and eventually gunfire early Sunday morning.
It was squashed. They went up the hill, left, and thought they left, but they were just sitting on St. Clair Street and waiting for us to come under the bridge. And that's when she got shot.
Jose admits he returned fire but didn't hit anyone and says his fiancée, Jessica Doty Whitaker, leaves behind a little boy.
The general rule of thumb for the media, as I close here, is to highlight things that are negative to get more ratings, more reviews. They'll highlight some negative things as it relates to BLM, but they don't want to highlight negativity specifically about BLM, if that makes any sense. Like, they'll highlight a riot that is guys as a protest. They'll highlight that, but they won't say it's a riot and BLM are insurrectionists and Marxists and communists. They won't say that. They won't go to the level of trying to quote unquote defame them, which ain't never really telling the truth, but they won't go and say negative things about the organization or people that support them.
The very liberal editor of the op-ed page in the New York Times had his career destroyed recently because he printed an op-ed by a United States Senator, Tom Cotton, who happened to be a Republican and was defending a policy of President Trump. That's pretty far gone as a nation when you think about it. So the answer to your question is there are probably lots of intelligent Democrats who are going along with this out of fear.
Give me a 1-minute challenge to the Bible-believing, the devout Christians and Jews who hold to the Constitution to get out and vote on November 3rd.
Why do they hate Christians? Why are they shutting churches and synagogues and leaving abortion mills open? Because Jews and Christians have values which are intimately connected to the values of America. In fact, I've written a whole book, Dark Agenda, The War to Destroy Christian America, about how all of our freedoms and values have a Christian origin. So if you're a believing Christian, you can have the strength to fight this battle, and you have the knowledge. The sanctity of human life, it's about the individual immortal soul. Now is the time to stand up. Now is the time to exercise whatever power you have and whatever you're comfortable with, but certainly voting should be a central part of that. got to vote against the destroyers. America is a Christian-created society. Could not have been created by Muslims. Could not have been created by Hindus. Could not have been created by atheists. You can't have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you can't declare all men equal unless there's a God that you believe in, and unless you're a Christian or a Jew.
All right.